excited to help you get so totally organized. We have a whole bunch of new products that are designed around sewing and the way people sew, and I'm going to introduce you right now to 3 of them. The So Totally Organized fabric wrap cards, the So Totally Organized plastic files, and the So Totally Organized project storage box. Let's start with the wrap cards. Many of you have seen or used the cardboard cores that you can get at the fabric store. And there's a couple of problems with those. One of them is that they're very thick. The other one is they're not that easy to come by. And the third one is that they don't fit in most of your shelving unit, right? So enter the So Totally Organized fabric wrap card, and this heavy plastic, so it's heavy enough that it's not going to bend under the weight of the fabric. It's going to hold up to about 3 yards of fabric, and I'm not talking obviously about fleece, but I'm talking about things like, you know, regular cotton, like quilting fabric. In each set, you get 10 of these in a set, and they are going to work for wrapping your fabric like this. So these are a couple of pieces to a project, and I just tucked into the fabric the bias tape and the zipper that was going to be used with it. But you can see I just have the fabric wrapped around, and you've got these outside tabs, and those tabs are holding the fabric in place. Now, one of the tips for using the fabric cards is to fold your fabric out as long as it will go. Don't fold it in half and then in half again, because if you just want to pull a yard of fabric off, if you've got it folded in half and in half again, you're going to have to unfold the whole thing to get to that half, right? So fold it out long ways and then wrap it long ways around the card. I'm at the beginning. So all I've done is I've tucked the beginning of the fabric under the outside, the bigger crescent cut. And then I just folded it, right? I just folded it into quarter, like quarter wide. And now I'm just going to continue to wrap it around the card. It's very simple. You can iron it if you want. You can just sort of flatten it out as you go. It doesn't really matter. You have to pay attention to what you're doing, though, not looking at the camera. You want to keep it centered on the card, right? And then when you get to the end, you've got this extra piece right here. If it's too short to tuck under, all you're going to do is fold it back on itself like this, and then you're going to pop out that big section just like this, and now you've got that fabric wrapped nice and neat around that thin little card. So now you can stand it up. You see, I'm just using a cube system here. It'll stand up in the cube system. Well, one of the problems with fabric is that it kind of they kind of hook onto each other, right? It's still hard to pull in and out, and that is where the files come into play. Because now you've got this project, the material for this project in a file all together. I'm even going to take the zipper and the bias tape. So here's my folded thing. I'm just going to stuff them right in there, right? So now I've got the 2 extra things that I bought for this. You might have a quilting pattern that you want to tuck in there or just put in the front of the file. But now I've got that all together. You can put a label on it if you want, and it's just going to go right in to my cube storage. So just a great way to store, especially projects in process, right? If you're using cube storage and you've got your fabric stacked up, you know you have to dig to the bottom of that stack to get what you want. Get that fabric vertical. This is a project for living room valances. It's all together. It's all in one folder. I can take it out and work with it, and I can put it back equally easy. If I buy additional pieces or different types of fabric that are all going to go in that project, I can just slide it all right in there and literally stand everything up. You know my mantra, right, is go vertical. You can even do it with your fabric when you're using the wrap cards and the fabric files. And they just slide in and out. So you're not bunching up. You just grab the file that you want and pull it out. The project that you want, pull it out. Slide it in, slide it out. It is so simple. You are going to love it, especially if you're using cube storage already. But these will work on any kind of shelf, right? And of course, fabric is not as stiff as a book, so you really want to fill that shelf with the fabric, and then it becomes easier to pull in and out, but you're going to absolutely love it. So the fabric wrap cards come in a set of 10, and so you can put 2. I've got more than 2. Even it just depends on how much fabric you have for a project. So I've got 3, and each one of these is 3 yards of fabric, and they still all fit in one file. So you might need extra fabric wrap cards and less files, or you might want to keep each fabric in its own file, so they're just that much easier to pull in and out and off your shelf. Again, I just used our label tabs, or I guess you guys get sick of hearing about those, but these are just our shut your flap tabs to label the file folder. I'm going to slide that right back in there. Whoops. Right? Easy to pull off the shelf, easy to put back. So 10 cards come in a pack, and 5 files come in a pack. And then we also have this really just perfect in a set. We only have this available in the set. The fabric storage box, or the project storage box. So you're going to be able to fit in here, again, well, I can actually put all of these files in this box. So you could store an entire project in here. You might decide, oh, I just want to store my all of my blue quilting fabric, or I'm going to store just the things I'm working on now, just the things I'm taking to class if you go to quilting class, so that you can move it around nice and neat and easily. But you can see I've got that whole shelf of fabric in here, and if I need to really store things, right, I can pop those buddy bags. So if you're trying to condense down your sewing supplies and have a box that you can just pick up and go, this is a great option for storage, right? Everything for a project right in there. You've got this nice window in the front. They're all white, so you can decorate it to match your room or space. You can leave it white, you can paint it, you can ink it, you can stencil it, whatever you want to make it look great in your space. You are going to love this whole kit. So the kit is the white box, 5 of the files, and 10 of the fabric wrap cards. And that's all the pieces of the kit. Thanks so much for tuning in today. It's great talking to you about our new So Totally Organized products.